Taanit Daf 4 tells us the famous story of the three people who made improper requests of God, two of whom got a kindly response and everything they wanted kind of came true. They got a very positive answer, but one person who got a very, very negative, very, very bad answer. So who are these three people? So the first one we say is Eliezer. He was a servant of Abraham who was told to go get a wife for Yitzchak. And he goes to this well and he says, God, may it be that the woman who comes and I ask her for a drink, and she says, I'll give you a drink and I'll also water your camels, that she is the one for Yitzchak. Now, Abraham had given Eliezer very careful instructions about who she should get. She should get a girl from his family, and of course, she needed to be a really extraordinary, great woman in order to marry Yitzchak. And well, it takes someone pretty extraordinary to say, okay, I'll give water to all of your camels. It didn't necessarily say that she was the appropriate person, that she was from the family of Abraham, that she was really a right fit. But God sent Rivka, and she was the ideal fit almost immediately after he made this condition. The second one was Shaul, King Saul, who made the condition that says, you know what, whoever comes up and fights Goliath, I will give him my daughter in marriage. Now, it could have been that the person who stood up to fight Goliath was completely inappropriate to be marrying the daughter of the king, but he got David, who came forward. And the third person was Yiftach. Yiftach was we say he was the judge. He was the leader of the Jewish people during this whole period of war. And he's a really intriguing character. He was an illegitimate son. And like the legitimate sons, kind of chased him away because we say, okay, we don't want him enjoying any of our inheritance. He doesn't really come from a legitimate marriage. So they chased him away and he kind of lives off in the wilderness. And all these people surrounded around Yiftach, they clung to Yiftach for his leadership. And when war came to the people, they realized, you know what? That guy we chased off, he's really the best leader for us in this war situation. So they go to Yiftach and they say, hey, will you come lead us? And he's like, what are you talking about? You hated me and chased me away. They're like, no, we really want you back. He says, okay, I will lead you, but only on condition that if I win, I'm staying your leader. I'm not bailing you out and having you chase me away again. I'm staying your leader. And he said, okay, fine. And he goes into battle and he says, God, if you deliver the enemy into my hands, then the first thing that comes out to greet me, I will make an offering to you. And he's thinking, the choicest of his cows, the choicest of his sheep, whatever it happens to be. But he is victorious in battle, and he goes home, and the first thing that comes out to greet him is actually his daughter. Very, very bad. And here he is stuck. He made this vow. What do I do at this point? Do I offer up my daughter? Do I rescind this? What am I supposed to be doing? And Yiftach, he said it was an inappropriate request because even though he meant the first animal, well, the first animal might not have been kosher for an offering. It might have been missing an eye or something along those lines that made it inappropriate. So it's like inappropriate to make that stipulation. And God kind of said, okay, well, that stipulation you want to make? Well, boom, I'm going to throw something at you that is completely inappropriate. And there's a bit of debate about what happened then, about whether his daughter was actually killed as a sacrifice, whether she was just said, okay, you have to kind of devote your life to God. You can't marry like a normal person. And there's this whole tragedy that unfolded because of this inappropriate stipulation.